The boy had to endure the pain of removing his dragon horn once a day to save himself, just to avoid being tortured to death by the noise. At first, his grandmother dared not let the villagers know that she had a monster grandson. It wasn't until everyone in the village started to lose their hearing that she realized the seriousness of the situation. She invited a man to come and help. The man believed that all the answers were hidden in the ears. Sure enough, upon seeing the mucus in the villagers' ears, the man understood that their voices had been eaten by a kind of creature. This creature looked like a snail. As long as they heard the cochlea that could collect sound, they would move into the human cochlea and eat up all the sound. The man asked the villagers to bring some hot water, put a packet of magical edible salt into it, and then poured the salt water into their ears. The insects would come out by themselves, and the villagers would regain their hearing at the same time. Following the man's method, all the villagers' deafness disappeared, but no matter what the boy tried, he couldn't recover. With no other choice, the grandmother had to tell the man about her grandson's condition. It turned out that the boy's symptoms were not deafness, but the ability to hear any sound around him. The man immediately saw that he was parasitized by a variant of the insect creature. The variant had the opposite habits of the insect. They loved to collect all the sounds around them. However, there were no recorded cases of successfully removing the variant in the literature, as they were not afraid of salt water. The man lit insect-repelling smoke to barely suppress the situation. He learned from the boy that he was not the first human to be parasitized. The previous one was his mother. The boy remembered that his mother had covered his ears, and then he grew the same dragon horns as his mother. The man found no useful information. What puzzled him was why the mother had covered the boy's ears. Meanwhile, the boy sneaked out of the house. The man did not stop him but followed. It was snowing heavily outside. The boy hid in a cave. Listening to the sound of the disappearing flame, the man understood the correct way to remove the parasite. At that moment, the parasite in the cave suddenly came out. The man was not afraid but actively let the creature invade his body. He asked the boy to cover his ears like his mother had done at that time. The boy did as he was told, and the parasite inside the man's body disappeared. It turned out that the parasite was afraid of the life force of other creatures. The boy's mother had already known the answer at that time, but she was dying and couldn't remove the parasite. When the boy covered his ears, he heard his own heartbeat. The dragon horns came off, and the life force brought the boy back to life.